Hello, welcome to Mutiny Motorsport. This is season 11, the FedEx Championship Series for a kart team. In the commentary box, it is Alex and Gary. How's it going today, Gary?
It's going excellent today.
It is a beautiful day, and we are in round 5, but actually it's number 6 there. This is the 6th event, the Motorola 110 at Road America. We have got the guys lined up. They are just currently getting on board with their their warm-up lap. But while we do that, let's take a look at the track. We've actually been here twice before. Once H. Wheaton in season 2, and then season 6, Peter were the winners. But it was Itzan Drupi, if that's a name you might know if you go back a couple of seasons, who has the lap record of 146.0. And they'll be doing 27 of these laps over the 14 corners. Here's qualifying.
We got CumSums coming in first with a blistering 140.72. And we got TTAR following up in second, Brauchen in third, Viltech in fourth. Fifth, we got Shattered Compass. And coming in sixth, we got Nate Delta, DeBug in seventh, Leclerc in eighth, NDF in ninth, Old Boy Bob 10th, Arty in 11th, Orange in 12th, Rick in 13th, and Bumblebee at 14th.
Yeah, you got to say, those it's actually pretty spread out. 1 second covering the top 5 there, and then another 7/10 back. So this is looking pretty spread out at the moment up front. CumSums really with a quick lap.
Yeah, looks like we might have two kind of little groups racing here, certainly at the start in terms of pace. We'll see how long that will hold up for.
And here we are. They are on their formation lap, which they have been going around, just getting the tires warmed up here in Road America. You can see them. They are coming up to that last section in the top right-hand side of your track map. They've got a right-hander, a little bit of a kink, and then another right-hander, and then along that long straight on the top right is the start-finish straight. Oh, as CumSums warms up his tires by going on the grass. I'm not sure that is the best opportunity there for you, CumSums.
Yeah, it's just a really fun track. The corners have a really kind of interesting pace to them that requires you to kind of really attack at them and to carry a lot of speed. But you also, want to keep your downforce low for the straights. So it'll be interesting to see how everyone decides to set their car up today, and how much they attack in corners versus attacking the straights, or maybe some magics in the middle.
And here we go. They're all lined up. They got a little while to go to the start-finish line. This is a very long straight. As they crest the hill, it'll be just after this.
It's a tight straight too.
On the grids. And we are going green light, and it looks like CumSums has been maybe a little tardy off the line, and TTAR is right up alongside him as they come down into turn 1, but there he keeps it.
Yeah, we got a lot of people pushing. Yeah, right on his tail. All three of them ready to push.
And here we go. We're already through turn 2 as I see Bumble in the back on the track map has already come stationary. He came afoul of turn 1. As side by side, you have NDF and Leclerc, the teammates, the Texaco and Kmart, Big K liveries. Oh, Leclerc thinking he'll fight another day for that one. Oh, it's Orange just getting feisty there and looking down the inside.
Yeah, everyone's taking looks everywhere they can.
So no changes at the top yet. Viltech up in 4th place. Oh, as that's, I think that's Leclerc going wide and Orange going through. And that is Brauchen up the inside. He is thinking about a move on TTAR.
That is a wild place to push, but he is pushing it, no doubt. And he has matching him. If not, it looks like he's got the pace over him just barely and takes the inside over TTAR.
Wow. First lap around the carousel. That is one way to do it. And now TTAR being hounded.
By Viltech's right on his tail, is trying to see if there's an opportunity there from that fight.
And it looks like TTR's car is squirreling around there. You can see him shifting left and right. So maybe the tire's not quite up to temperature there and just being caught out. Wow, what a start that was. A couple of good overtakes as we go on board with DeBug here. And he is just less than half a second ahead of the car, behind the car in front, and Orange in close tow as well, just behind him.
There's so many little mini battles happening simultaneously right now. I love it.
So TTAR seemingly got his tires maybe up to temperature a little bit more. kept the gap pretty stable now to Brauchen, but we will see how that plays out. We got Nate Delta in 7th place here.
Also, look at the gap that CumSum has going right now. He's 1.5 seconds ahead of Brauchen at the moment. That's pretty sizable.
Over 1 lap, that is very sizable. And Brauchen is no slouch. Let's just say that straight off the bat. He hasn't been very present in the last few seasons, but this is a driver with lots of skill behind the wheel. And here we go, Nate Delta. Look at that beautiful camera sweep there, and he is hounding in front of him. Old boy. We've seen Old Boy in the recent races maybe start well and then go backwards. So let's see if he can hold on to this spot right now. He's in the top 6. Get good points there.
Oh, we got Brauchen going wide. TTAR taking advantage of that immediately.
And he did not need a second ask. And that was all it took for Brauchen.
Oh, Viltech making a move too back there. Oh, wow. We got Shattered involved as well.
Woo. Wow, Viltech is brave there going around the outside.
Spicy!
Brauchen holds on as Viltech pushes and pushes, and Shattered Compass thinks, hey, I want a chance at that. And we know Shattered Compass has the pointiest elbows on the grid.
Yeah, no one's afraid of taking a shot here. It's Shattered and Viltech, and they're both hungry for getting into that podium area. And, well, here we go. Nate taking a move here on Arty.
Down the inside, doesn't even need the whole straight. There we go. Beautiful move there from Nate.
Nice and clean.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell I saved that.
Oh, a moment for DeBug there, and we can see him down in 11th. Remember, he was fighting Orange for that 10th place. But it looks like he's had a bit of a moment there. We see on board with Viltech. Oh, he's thinking about down the inside of Brauchen there.
Yeah, he is letting him know that he is knocking on his door and saying, hello, sir, I'd like to come in.
This has been a good part of the season for Viltech here, really showing his might, keeping up the speed. If you haven't watched Cleveland, go back and watch it. It's the last video we have where Viltech shows a great sense of speed and performance there. Got a few things to iron out, but he is doing really well right now. Living up to the promise.
Nate's got his eyes here on Shattered after getting past Old Boy.
Yeah, ABC, yeah. And here we go. TTAR 2 seconds behind CumSums. So CumSums with a 43 last lap, and TTAR with a 44. There was a bit of passing involved, so let's see what it's like after a clean lap. Give them a couple of laps to settle into the pace. Go on board with Nate. Bit of a gap in front, 0.6 of a second. I don't know if that will be enough to get a good slipstream and attack Shattered down the inside. But we'll see how much the gap closes up. Really not very much. Maybe just not even a 10th.
The pack in general is staying pretty tight so far in this race. A lot tighter than I thought they would be at this point. Impressive to see.
Yeah, when you look at them, they're still in turn 1 and 2, the whole pack. Oh, does that look like someone's gone wide there? I think that's CumSums. Oh, and he gets a bit of a booting there from Old Boy.
Oh, it just unghosted CumSums. I'm sorry about that.
So CumSums is at a moment in turn 1 or turn 2 there and is dropped down the order. That is devastating. 9th place. So TTAR takes the lead. Brauchen up in 2nd and Viltech on the podium as we stand, but there is still a long way to go. It is only lap 5.
Yeah, that seems to be CumSums' kind of his issue lately. Is just that holding. He's got the pace to be, qualifying at the top of the pack, but maintaining that is the. If he was able to put that together today, I mean, he still will probably make a good comeback because his pace is so incredible here, and you can't overtake on this track. But I think if you were able to put that together, then he'd be looking at a lot more wins for the season.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not just about raw speed. It's about keeping it on the track every single lap. And Brauchen is under pressure here. 2 seconds behind TTAR after that small mistake there. And maybe this is just the rust starting to fall off Brauchen here. He had an incredible race in Cleveland. No spoilers right now, but maybe we'll give them to you later on a fabulous return. But right now... Oh no, he's actually gained a little bit on TTAR there.
got Nate here. Looks like he might be making a move.
Oh, Shattered not giving him all the track, giving him only half the track, and Nate only needs it.
Sending it.
He has. They didn't even use all the track. Wow, was Shattered Compass just a little bit like, you don't get everything.
Yeah, that was some confidence in that move. I got to say, that was a fantastic move by Nate.
And here we go, Brauchen. This is lap 1. On the outside, he's thinking about it. Right on the right hand, and now down the hill. Oh, he dives up the inside, brakes late. Oh, look at that, goes a little bit wide. And this is where we caught them side by side in the carousel. Brauchen keeping the inside line, actually losing it quite a bit through the carousel, but it's on the exit here, as you can see, coming out under the gantry there, and that's where he took it. So he just had the balls to hold on through the whole gantry, and TTAR gave him space there. Good respect between those drivers.
Yeah, that was very impressive to, have that late lunge and, to kind of send it just a little deep, but still recover and then continue to send it through the remaining corners. That's confidence in your machine.
Anyone else having major tire temp issues, or am I doing something wrong?
So old boy not done his homework, and it seems is spiking his tire temps a little bit, and it does cost you. Does cost you time spiking them. You lose a bit of grip. Tires start sliding a little bit more. It almost feels like they're starting to wear rapidly. They're not. They're just overheated, and you need to cool them down. Oh, as that is Shattered Compass facing the wrong way. He's got to get back on track. That looks like he's in the last turn there. Here we go, on board with a replay. Just coming out. Oh, just as he crests the hill.
Yeah, that's a really tricky corner where your car really shifts weight very quickly, and if you attack it sometimes just the wrong angle from what you're used to, it can really throw your car's center off gravity and really lose that weight where you don't want it to. It's a really tricky corner.
Yeah. And these cars are so powerful anyway, and if you're on the edge, like you said, it just takes a small crest like that with the slightly wrong steering angle, and that could send it into a spin. Most of these drivers as well using the weight balance quite rearward on the car to help it be a little bit more agile. So once you start losing it with rearward weight bias, it is it's quite a big to hold on to.
Looks like Nate is starting to close the gap here on Viltech as well. Nate has definitely got some confidence going in today. He's attacking with some good pace and confident. The car looks nice and stable on exits, and it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Now I'm bored with Brauchen in a replay. As in the background, that looks like Leclerc going wide. So Brauchen, this is him up the inside around TTR. This is probably the lap where he goes wide on the carousel, where he loses that spot. I think so, and you can see him just creeping wider and wider and onto the grass. And he's lucky to hold on to that.
Yeah, to have held on to it and to also fight off Viltech and Shattered, who are just chomping at the bit right behind him there to take that position, and not afraid to take that lunge in order to achieve it.
CumSums, we did say he dropped down to 9th. He is up in 8th right now. Probably helped by Shattered Compass moving down the pack and into the pits. And here we go. NDF is just looking at the back of old boy, who seems to be holding on right now. He's up in 5th. This is good pace for him, but he is 3-4 seconds off the car in front, so he is kind of like the bottle if there is a cork. He's the cork, sorry, if there is a bottle. People are going to be catching up to him and thinking, I want that spot. So let's take a look here. Lap 8, it's TTR leading ahead of Brauchen. Just a second now, so Brauchen has got the pace. And then Viltech in 3rd. Nate Delta of 42, quickest man on track. Wow. Is he hauling? And then old boy in 5th, NDF in 6th. This is a good race for him right now. No! Commentator's curse.
Was he almost as if he was... Yeah, he was kind of get out of the way, but got too far out of the way. I don't know.
Yeah, and now Orange has taken that 6th spot, and then it's CumSums in 8th, DeBug in 9th, Arty in 10th, McLaren 11th, Shattered out of the pits now in 12th place, and then Bumblebee 11 minutes behind. I think he has retired the car. I have not seen it move from the pits. They're only on lap 8, and he's 11 minutes behind.
let's talk about this top three right now. This is, speaking of which, is that Brauchen going into the pits?
I think so, yeah. You can see the little P on his symbol on the top left-hand side. That is the timing board. And he is in. So short-fueled, it looks like.
Yeah, only lap 9 pitting. So he's on a different strategy completely than TTR and Viltech and probably Nate as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they're different, if it's a 3-stop or even potentially 4-stop. But, what comes out of that?
So yeah, the top 3, an interesting battle right now because, like you said, we've got a strategy call in the middle of this. We'll see how many more laps Viltech and TTAR and all those front runners can go ahead of Brauchen, who's dropped down to 11th pitting so early. Wow, and you can see him on the track map. He's out of the pits, going around turn 1 right now. Out of turn 1.
Yeah, and Nate is going to start making his presence known here. I can tell immediately because he's just wanting to be. He's got the pace, he's got the confidence, and putting the pressure onto Viltech as he's going to be backing up into TTR, and how all that's going to unfold is going to be really exciting because, Brauchen's going to come around at some point to play when that pitch strategy comes around as well.
Absolutely, and Brauchen will try to be making the most of this right now. Maybe ruining his early mistake, but head down. He's got the experience level to move forward in this. Let's look at Nate. He has got blistering pace, and he has caught up and up and up. He was in 7th place earlier on when we called him, and now he's up into 3rd. And it looks like he's catching. His race pace is right up there with the leaders. They're about almost a second a lap faster than TTR on that last lap. So, wow.
He's going to be getting into a slipstream here. Viltech with that sort of difference. Maybe not enough to pass, but certainly enough to help close that gap.
Look at TTR using all the width of the track right up to the grass, and then both of those drivers maybe just leaving a little bit more room on entry there. Maybe a little bit more confident in turn 2, and you can see Nate, he's dropped it from 0.6 on the start-finish straight to 0.4, 0.3 as he comes down this second straight.
And I would pay attention to see what kind of line Viltech takes here going into this, because he's known to play some defense.
Here we go.
Basic.
Yeah, stick on the basic, use all the exit curve. It is allowed. But wow, Nate is on a mission here. He is hounding and caught up Viltech. Viltech must be taken back a little bit by this, although he shouldn't really be. Nate showed a fabulous race over in Indianapolis. If you haven't seen that, go watch that.
Yeah, you can see that their pace difference between them in their last lap, almost an entire second. I mean, basically it is a second. And so we'll see, where he looks to overtake, because there's one part to catch up to someone, it's a whole other thing to overtake. And will Viltech give an opening, or will he, close the door shut?
Yeah, it's going to be a good measure of defense here, how much Viltech can hold back a faster driver right now at this part of the race. But these guys have gone quite a lot further than Brauchen. Be going in now. Yeah, they are. All 3 of them. That is 1, 2, and 3 into the pits. Where is Brauchen? He is 6th, and he is 31 seconds behind. I'm not sure that's going to be long enough.
You see Viltech squeezing on the brakes there to get the maximum out of that pit lane to see if he can't keep that lead ahead going out of the pits.
As TTR comes into the pits, yeah, that is Bumblebee's car. Retired there. To come in on the jacks, get the guys working for them. CumSums. So CumSums looks like he's on the leader's strategy as well. And everyone coming in now, and Arty. Brauchen comes down the start-finish straight. Is he going to take the lead off of those 3? It looks certain. I think that's TTR just popping out the pits now. So great strategy from Brauchen there. Can he keep this up?
And this just got a little bit more spicy. We like it to spice at the Mutiny.
So CumSums made his way up into 5th. With that, will anyone get him? It looks like he's coming out right now. It might be close between him and ABC. About a second in it. And here we go. Nate lost a little bit of time. Look at that. Viltech not quite as close as Orange is crabbing.
Oh no.
I have no idea what happened there. It just snapped like crazy.
I mean, he's so close to the end. I wonder if that's where Shattered Compass went wrong. as we go on board with our leader Brauchen here. P1 on a different strategy to P2, P3, P4, P5 on his own there.
Yeah, and so he pitted at lap 9, so I guess maybe around lap 17, 18, 19, we'll look to see if he's going to pit again then and what that may look like, or if he's going to try to extend beyond that. So I love how tight it is between these two right here. TTR, Viltech, and Nate, these three are just locked in. I love it.
And the level of concentration to keep the pace and keep the pressure up is quite something, as NDF here is sniffing in front, and look, he is caught. He is caught, CumSums, and he's thinking he's not as fast as he seemed in qualifying. Here we go. Orange. Oh, same place as Shattered, just a totally different direction.
Yeah. That car shifting its balance and the weight just throws it off just the wrong way at the wrong time, and it's a corner that you need to come into it with confidence, and then when you don't, or if you just angle it the wrong way, oh, here we go, we got to move up. No, just having a little looky-loo in the mirrors. NDF letting CumSums know he's right behind him and gaining pace.
So CumSums here, lap 5. Brakes hard. So this was early on. This must have been how he lost the leads. Right up on the... Oh, it was on the apex of turn 2. Just the car just broke away on the rear. Oh yeah, and then you can see as he respawns, that is the fastest way. You can press the reset button if no one's around you, and it will reset you to the track. That is a good way to save a few seconds and not have to drive across the grass. So here we go, lap 12, Brauchen still leading ahead of TTR, 5-second lead, so he's pulled that out a little bit. TTR having to get his car and temperatures up, but it's much slower than Viltech, it looks like. You can see a 117 as Nate Delta goes wide. That might cost him just a fraction of time.
Yeah, it's probably that game of two of wondering of how much to be pushing versus how much to be holding back. In the case of your tires, how long is the tire life lasting? These are all really important variables because this is a long race, and you can cool your tires down a lot on this track because you have so many long straights. But the track is 54 degrees Celsius, and that's pretty warm, especially if you start pushing pretty hard in these fast corners.
So that is Orange in the pits, probably for repairs. It looks like he's been there for quite a while. An old boy in the pits as well. NDF here, he is still right behind CumSums. So CumSums not able to unleash the pace that he had in qualifying. I wonder if that slide has spooked him, because that is very probable. You get a little bit of a snap in the car, you lose it, and then you just lose all confidence in a couple of corners. If he doesn't know what flipped him round like that, you don't know if it can happen again or not.
Yeah, and sometimes it takes you a few laps to build that confidence back up. You go, okay, what's my braking marker? Trust that my tires temp is back to where it was, and kind of checking in on everything, and then slowly building it up can be a way to get it back.
Oh no, Viltech!
Oh, what has happened at the front? We haven't caught it, but Nate Delta called it for us. Viltech has slipped back into 4th. I wonder what that was. He was starting to gain a little bit on Nate, who had a few wide corners. But now Brauchen 6.5 seconds up from TTAR. He's almost half a second a lap faster than TTAR. So he is pushing. There is no holding this man back.
Yeah, he is very aware of his strategy, that he needs to get ahead by a certain amount in order to make his pit strategy work, because he knows that TTR is on a different strategy, and if he doesn't increase his pace by a certain degree, his strategy will be for nothing.
That is it. We've seen this play out before in the Mutiny, where the leaders have opposing strategies. It has happened quite a few times. In fact, if I can remember, Nürburgring, Peter versus TTAR, definitely one of those races. I can't remember what season that was now. That was one that was just like this. TTR having to push and push and push. And the other driver just sipping the fuel a little bit more, maybe coasting in to save a little bit of fuel, maybe not steering quite as hard and aggressively as Viltech goes wide and puts his foot down and gets a little bit squirrely out of that corner there. Here we go, lap 13. What happened to Viltech? Why did Nate call him out? Oh, and a very similar thing, this time just going on the grass. Oh, and just saved that from spinning on the grass.
Yeah, it saved it from being too big of a fall there, but yeah, unfortunately, that's not the thing that he's going to want to have happen to him while he's in a competitive race with Nate. Because that's Nate's going to take advantage of that and keep pushing. As you can see, the gap there is almost seems to be at least 5 seconds, if not more. But I love NDF here. He has not let up on the pressure here of CumSums. It's really fantastic to see he kind of keeps within the 1 second difference. If he had DRS here, he might be able to overtake. But yeah, it's really great pace out of him because, as we all know, CumSums is one of the fastest drivers on the grid. But like you said, he could be pulling back to make sure he doesn't fall again, or trying to build that confidence up. But either way, NDF is not letting go of him.
No, absolutely. And we know CumSums was pitting at the same lap as TTAR, Nate, and Viltech. So maybe just deciding to eke out his fuel strategy and maybe holding back. But let's have a look at his lap times there. CumSums 44.4, leaders 43.8, 43.2. So he's about a second off the front runners who's on the same strategy with and just falling back. He's now 26 seconds behind Brauchen. That is almost a whole pit stop.
Yeah, I just, I know we just got off of Nate, but I just got a comment on how clean his driving looks. Like his exits and everything just looks so confident. There's something to be said when a car looks like that and still has the pace.
Yeah, it looks very well balanced. I don't know what he has been doing in the background to prepare. That is one nice looking car today, one good looking race car. Brauchen is leading now by 8 seconds ahead of TTR, who is about 2 seconds ahead of Nate, who is 7 seconds ahead of Viltech after those couple of skirmishes. And look again, that brings us to the CumSums NDF battle for 5th. And something tells me here, if CumSums wasn't in the way, NDF might go just a fraction faster.
Yeah, I feel like he's being cautious, and rightfully so, as you see him passing, unfortunately, looks like, is that Arty or maybe it's Old Boy.
Yeah, there's Arty, his teammate number 3, and there is Old Boy, ABC 123, no rear wing and crabbing as Brauchen in the pits. You called it lap, maybe a little
17,
bit later.
18?
It's lap 16, so he's really underfueled as TTR puts the foot down and gets sideways in T1. This is his opportunity now.
Yeah, that's it's. I don't know. I'm not sure if that strategy is going to do it today. It feels like the pace is not quite. The gap's not big enough for it to work. But we'll see. Could be surprised. You never know if a safety car comes, something that could completely come and upset that whole idea.
And there we go. Brauchen 25 seconds. So the first time it was over 30. He has made up that 8 seconds. He'll need to make that 8 seconds up again and again. Let's see when these guys will pit.
And Nate is closing the gap.
So Brauchen, that was his second stop. Yeah, Nate is closing the gap.
He was 2.5 seconds last time we were here.
Wow, and yeah, last lap, 44.2 for TTR, the race leader currently, and Nate Delta 43.4, so 0.8 quicker. Wow.
Yeah, he's poised for something today. I can see it. It'd be fun to see if he can put some pressure to TTR and make him get a little squeamish under the brakes and maybe go a little wide on a corner, and never know.
You never know. That is right. And Nate is feeling maybe the momentum after his Indy. Maybe not the best race in Cleveland, but certainly feeling a bit more one with the car than some other drivers on the grid here today.
And where did he start? Was he at 6th place to start the race?
I would like to say he was around there on the grids.
Yeah.
Let me just bring up our qualifying results. Yeah, Nate Delta started in 6th, and amazingly 1.7 seconds off CumSums time over a single lap. So with this pace he's showing right now, you've got to think Nate was either like on the limit and is on the limit right now, because this is pretty close to his qualifying time, or he didn't get the right lap in.
I think he didn't get the right lap in. I see nothing here that shows someone on the edge.
Yeah. So TTAR here in first place, Nate hounding him.
That will add some more spice to this day. We'll just I wonder if that was a planned stop or if that was a damage stop.
Yeah, you gotta think. Nate Delta using all the grass, all the curb and more, and maybe a little bit of grass, and now it's down to 1.8 as they cross the line. A 43.3 and a 43.2. So TTR has got the message and responded. He's upped the pace a little bit and gone, I've heard you, Nate. Bring it. Let's see what you can do as Viltech is in the pits. So let's have a look down the order. We are muddled up with the pit stops just a little bit right now, but it's TTR, Nate Delta, CumSums in third right now. NDF in fourth, DeBug in fifth, Brauchen in sixth, Arty in seventh, Viltech in eighth, still in the pits, so you'd expect him to climb back up once the other pit stops have happened.
Channel is in it. What is going on?
Yeah, TTR saying Nate has channeled his inner Peter. That is Nate's teammate, who has only appeared in one race this season. A devastating force, though, that was Peter. And if Peter has given him any advice, or maybe Nate has just learned from his master over the past few seasons and taken it all on board, everything he's learned, has come a changed man into season 11.
The question is, has he become a Sith or a Jedi? You know, are we talking dark side or the good side? You know, which side is Peter racing on? You know, is he training under the Dark Lord or not? Or
yeah, well, Peter's speed was a dark force magic. You could not. He had something else inside of him. It was evil to race against. Peter just incredibly quick.
And there's the similarity that reminded me of the way Nate's car is looking is the way Peter's car often looks. It's very stable and balanced, even though he's working at blistering pace. It just has a balanced look and feel to it. Feels settled.
So we're looking at Brauchen right now. This is lap 19. Brauchen's still 26 seconds, so this middle stint has not helped Brauchen. He is on the leader's pace, but he should be faster. This has not worked out in his favor, and this stint is not going as planned. He is not fast enough to make this work right now.
Has TTR pitted yet for his second time?
No, and neither has Nate or CumSums. So these guys extended quite nicely. I think it was end of lap 10, maybe early lap 11 that they pitted. So they're lap 19 to 9 laps in, so they maybe can go another lap more as, TTR just getting a little bit squirrely.
Yeah, he sees Nate's pace. He's not trying to stick around to find out what that looks like too close.
Yeah, you got to see TTR in the 42.8 and Nate in the 43.1. So yeah, he has responded. He has heard him and answered the call as we get Leclerc into the pits from P9. Delta still keeping that lap pretty reasonable, though, within the 2 seconds as they both come into the pits. End of lap 19. TTR and Nate Delta.
And it'll be interesting to see if Brauchen can come around as well and get in front.
Yeah, where is he on the track map? He's coming up to the last corner right now. This is a very top portion of that map. As we're on board with CumSums here, he's going down the start-finish straight. He's going to probably take the lead, but it looks like Brauchen will also maybe come out just ahead of the pitting duo. That is TTAR, I think it is, and Nate Delta. So CumSums and Brauchen, the two guys who just fell off from the lead in the early laps as they're battling each other. CumSums has made a great recovery right now, and Brauchen too.
And Nate came out of the pits right behind TTR as well.
Yeah.
That as a second has closed down there.
Yeah, that was a good pit stop from his team. 1 second gained in the pits is nothing to laugh about. That is a lot of effort on track. And he has saved himself a bunch of that effort with a good strategy call there. Maybe slightly less fuel, maybe just a better brake at the exit, or the entrance and the acceleration at the exit. All those small things do add up, as he is right behind him now. So the battle for the lead is CumSums, Brauchen, TTR, and Nate, and then Viltech seems to have slipped just behind. But it looks like CumSums and Brauchen might have to do another stop yet. It is unknown just now.
Looks like Arty might be making a move here on DeBug. Our gap is very tight.
It is very tight indeed. This is the first time we've dropped back really into the midfield. How's Arty's car looking? Pretty balanced there. As they come up the hill, they got to brake. The car goes light. Turn in. Feed the car on the throttle. Don't boot it because it is still on a crest there. Come down the hill now. This is where we see Brauchen taking a lunge at TTR early on in the race. Arty keeping it nice and stable. These are good, solid laps here.
Yeah, he's not letting himself get too carried away with chasing DeBug. He's really trying to keep his head down and focused on his line there, and that's something that goes a very, very long way. CumSums is finally pitting.
Yeah, he is. He is indeed, and this is it. TTR and Nate Delta take second, take third. Brauchen is 14 seconds ahead, so it has worked out a little bit in that pit stop for Brauchen in his favor. He was 8 seconds before, so he has opened the gap up, but I'm not sure it's enough if he's got to do another stop.
Yep, and Viltech has made his way back up after his earlier pit as well, get in front of CumSums after that, after his pit there. But Nate is hounding it. He has really closed this gap here.
This is as close as you want it to be. I wonder if TTR has a response to this right now, but Nate is feeling the early grip. And is right on the back, 0.3 of a second. This is about as close as we've seen it. And Nate is looking nice and stable. TTR not making a mistake so far. Just doesn't seem to have the pace as they come into the carousel. We did see TTR be a little bit weaker here than Brauchen. I wonder if Nate Delta saw that from back in 6th place and has held on nicely. He's even gained time during the carousel as he drops under 0.3 of a second.
Using all the track there to keep his momentum high.
So these guys are about as experienced as each other, I reckon.
Oh.
As TTR gets a little bit wide there, but keeps the car on track. Actually gains a 1/10 of a second through that corner.
Yeah, kept the speed up.
Kept the speed up. Wow, and Nate was all over the back. It's half a second now. He's going to have the slipstream coming down the start-finish straight. Wow, look at that.
He's not gaining too much, though.
144.1. Oh. No, the slipstream doesn't seem to be.
Yeah, I wonder if Nate's setup is a little bit more downforce heavy on TTR. I mean, he just, look how he came out of that corner. He's right on his tail now after that. It seems like TTR has a little less downforce, while Nate has a little more, so the corner to straight line race might be a little different, as it's showing off here that, again, TTR is maintaining his gap even though he's the one in front on the straight.
Yeah, it is. Nate is not gaining as fast as you might expect, but in the corners, what's it going to be? Well, TTR with a nice corner there. Gap stabilizes on the exit. And again, over the crest, they've got some back marker in front of them. Who is that? I feel like that Shattered Compass in front of them.
Yeah.
Is Shattered going to move out the way as TTR and Nate take the racing line? Shattered Compass being very good there and getting out of the way for this battle for the lead. And all of this is helping Brauchen, who is now up to 16.5 seconds. He needs another 8 seconds or so, maybe more, to be in the battle.
Yeah, and when are we going to see Brauchen pit again? I feel like that's probably going to be coming up in the next couple of laps as well.
Yeah, what was it, lap 9, lap 16, so he's about 8 or so laps. But Nate Delta here doing his best impression of Jeff and just holding onto the rear wing as we see Shattered Compass struggling in the background, going wide. Over the crest where Shattered and Orange crashed earlier, and Brauchen's in the pit, lap 22. This has got to be his last stop.
Yeah, it's a little early, I feel like. He would have held on a lap 2 more and kept that pace up. It might have been able to keep that gap increased to where he wanted to, but I don't know. It feels like he's fighting an uphill battle here.
Yeah, and 4th place Viltech is coming down. Oh no, 4th place Viltech is going into the pits. That may be a saving grace there for Brauchen. Who is 5th? That is CumSums. So it looks like it's going to be Brauchen versus CumSums on the exit of the pits here. On the track map, you can see CumSums approaching at a lot of speed as Viltech jumps into the pits. This has been a race where he was so close to the front, and then a couple of small mistakes cost him. Oh, as they both go really wide, TTAR and Nate Delta, they're all the way off the curb.
Yeah, so this is showing me that these two have been holding back their pace the whole race, and maybe their time is not as fast, but they are pushing now harder because I think they've been managing their tires going up into this, and now we can see them getting on, because they're, neck and neck here, they're both pushing. And with this race getting near the end, I think we're going to see this pace increase between them.
Yeah, I think they have been sipping their fuel. They've been on the long strategy. They've done 2 stops. I think CumSums been on 2, maybe 3. I can't remember. I think it's a 2 stop for CumSums, but a 3 definitely for Brauchen, and he is 16 seconds behind. So he did not do enough. He needed another another whole race to make that strategy work. And CumSums is right behind Brauchen here, so let's see if CumSums is feeling happy with his car and willing to tackle the stone wall that is Brauchen. And Nate Delta dropped back maybe about 0.7 of a second there. He's down to just past 1 second. Maybe just overheated his tires a little bit following that close. You can only attack for so long before you have to regather yourself and think of a new plan. He is keeping him honest right now, and this is lap 24. TTR leads ahead of Nate Delta, ahead of Brauchen, ahead of CumSums, who's in 4th. NDF in 5th. Never managed to catch CumSums and has actually dropped back about 10 seconds or so, and then Arty in 6th, DeBug in 7th, Viltech 8th, Leclerc in 9th, and then Shattered Compass Orange Old Boy bringing up the rear. Let's not forget, as we went into this race, TTR was leading the Drivers' Championship after round 4, ahead of Arsmoon, who is not here this weekend, ahead of Leclerc, who is in 9th. So that 2nd spot is really up for grabs. Garrett O'Brien not in the race either, so he was 4th in the championship. It was DeBug who was 5th in the championship, and he's all the way down in 7th. So what is going on for 2nd place here? Does nobody want it?
I think everybody wants it. It's a real battle, and it's also the same for the team race. Now that Team Rahal has not had Alex or Garrett for the past 2 races, means it's all been up to Viltech, and I think that he may be feeling, the pressure of, he's an 8th. I don't know if something happened between his last pit but I can't imagine he should be that far back without some small mistake or something that may have happened. So I'm sure that's going to shake up the team standings after this race.
Here we go. It is lap 25. Nate dropping just a little bit further back. Who's the closest battle? It looks like it's between Arty and NDF. So Arty with a really clean race. Hasn't got bumped off by someone for the first time in forever. And finally getting to show what his pace is made of, which is about half a second faster than NDF. Let's see over this lap. Well, NDF got the message, it seems, and is half a second faster than Arty. So They're holding stations, and as DeBug, you can just see in the background there going, oh, you know what? This would be really good for my championship if I could just get a few more places in the last closing laps.
Yeah, that's what everyone's mind's at is you want to push to see what you can get ahead, but at the same time, don't want to push too far without, knocking yourself out of some serious points contention. So it's always that balance of, okay, how far is the gap ahead? How many laps are left? Is this worth a full-on assault, or should I just hold off and, maybe a safety car will come and make things a little more interesting?
Yeah, for a track actually with a lot of walls quite close, but then a lot of runoff space in certain corners and a few people off the track, we have not seen a safety car yet. And the Mutiny has had quite a few this season, so it isn't to be unexpected. It is to be kind of expected, and Nate here dropping back just a little bit further. He can't hold on in these dying laps, it looks like. What is TTR's time as they cross the line? Lap 26, 43.2 versus a 43.6, so gotta wonder if there's a little bit of experience there for Nate.
Yeah, exactly that same thing we were just speaking about. Maybe his tires are a little more cooked than he'd like him to be at this point, and that second place finish looks really quite good from his point of view. His tires maybe have had it, or they're close to that point, and he doesn't want to have to pit and really, get out of the podium contention.
Yeah, once you're in a position like this, it's you got to think. Like you said earlier, do I really want to push? Am I satisfied with second position, or do I want to go toe-to-toe with TTAR here? And you got to think of what kind of battle that might be. He has shown TTAR that he is not afraid of him and kept him honest all race.
Or he could be just cooling his tires down to push for the last few laps, because they did get... So there could be a few different strategies at play here. It could be, seemingly lame duck, but really getting ready to launch an attack all-out assault. Especially if, someone, TTR just goes a little bit wide, which, it's always possible. Anybody's possible to go break a little late or, miss that turn apex just right, and, you have an opportunity to seize it.
Here we go. CumSums just behind Brauchen. We do have to remember, I think Brauchen does have that 21-second penalty for track limits. That maybe 8 laps ago, I reckon we got that message. So Brauchen has got a haul. He is not dropping CumSums as fast as he would like. As Nate Delta here, just again falling back another couple of tenths. To me, this looks like he is now bringing it home in a safe position. That's how I would expect him to act, but there is still more of the race to go.
Yeah, and TTR has been leading it for a lot, so and he has had Nate and Viltech as well behind him for a lot of that race. So the stress of just maintaining that lead with someone right behind you can add up to once you do get a little bit ahead, do you kind of let off a little bit, and sometimes once you get off of that race pace, a mistake can get made sometimes. But TTR has also won lots of races, so it's anyone's guess.
I think I'm screwed. Fuel up.
DeBug. We haven't seen this for quite a while, the old fuel screw up, but it has happened again. I was actually just, while you were talking about them, I was looking at the top lap times. 43.1, 43.0, 43.0, 43.6. So,
I'd say it's safe to say they're all pushing. I don't know. I mean, you can see the gaps closing already. I think that maybe he was getting his tires ready for an attack. I mean, I would not put it past him.
Yeah, and Arty is maybe getting a little bit closer. He's within half a second of NDF here, and NDF and Leclerc have played it safe this whole season, but I wonder if NDF's thinking, just no, not in the last laps. You are not going to do this to me. As TTR crosses the line, it is lap 28, 43.5 for the 42.8 for Nate. So no, Nate is not holding back. He is not settled, as Arty is not settled either.
Yeah, that's a great pace from Nate. 142 MC Brauchen, 142.597. Everyone is now in attack mode. They're going and they're sending it, and I love it.
And it's just in the last few laps here. They're seeing what the stamina level like is of the driver in front as Arty is testing right now with this great display of driving. 0.3, 0.2. It is closing. And down the inside he gets squeezed. And he doesn't even need the whole straight. But wow. Arty there. What a move in the final dying laps.
Yeah, and NDF really giving some pressure there too with that squeeze and not letting him get it easily. That's really impressive all around.
That reminds me of the Michael Schumacher Rubens Barrichello at Hungaroring, quite a few years back when Schumacher came back to F1 with Mercedes and almost killed, I think it was Barrichello or Massa or someone, I think it was Barrichello, up against the wall in Hungaroring. That was a scary moment, and that was probably about as scary as you want it in sim racing with netcode and all those things that could go wrong. Arty is absolutely driven away here and gained about 4 seconds on NDF. So, wow.
Yeah. Deserve it. Well done, Arty. And Nate here is within a second now. And he is getting closer and closer. And that's the race. That
is it. Oh, it was a little bit too late. And TTAR takes a win here at Road America. Nate with a fabulous second place there. You got to say, the most hounding second place maybe of the season.
I bet he was really wishing that race was about 2 laps longer.
Yeah, I think so. As Brauchen crosses the line, and then CumSums in fourth. I think the penalty is going to get Brauchen though, as Arty is now celebrating that move.
Hey, any other day, I think you would have had that. Well done. What a race, mate. That was unbelievable.
Whew. You would just pull me in the carousel every time. I just couldn't keep up in there. The dirty air would just push me back like half a second.
Yeah, I was even driving in the middle sometimes just to make sure the dirty air was working.
Yeah, good race, guys.
Oh, and someone ran out of fuel.
Yes, sir. Got fastest lap, so I'm happy. I just noticed TTAR our best laps. I'm 1,000 off of your best lap.
And that is the race. TTAR took the win ahead of Nate Delta with an absolutely fabulous second place. CumSums getting third there with Brauchen's penalty. And Arty fifth place with a fabulous move to end it. DeBug in sixth, Leclerc in seventh, Viltech in eighth. What a shame for him today. Shattered in ninth, Orange in 10th, Old Boy in 11th, and NDF running out of fuel on the last lap. Fabulous drive from Nate Delta, driver of the day, massively deserved, and fastest lap there for CumSums. Wow, what's this going to do for the championship? Take it away, Gary.
Well, yeah, we've got some movement happening here. So we've got TTR with a solid first place lead here, with Nate coming up massively with that second place. He is now 40 points. It is close behind him. We've got Leclerc in third, DeBug in fourth, Alex in fifth, Brauchen in sixth, Garrett in seventh, and Orange in eighth, followed by Viltech. These are all second place contenders. Then we've got Shattered in 10th, Arty in 11th, John 12th, Peter 13th, Rodders 14th, NDF 15th, CumSums coming up with 16th position, Old Boy at 17th, Bumble at 18th, Rick 19th, and then round us off.
And the team standings, PPI have taken Team Rahal there. I think just because Rahal only sent one man. PPI, and that is the top spot with 102 to 95. And then third, we got PacWest Racing with 81 points. Forsyth in fourth there. Newman Haas in 57th. What could have been if NDF didn't retire their Autosport in sixth. Penske with 28 points. Patrick Racing with 25. And Team Green with 3. Wow, that was a breathless kind of race. And you got to say, fabulous drive there from all the drivers. Just a few mistakes cost people so much.
Yeah, we had people really sending it and pushing it, doing some late lunges, and it was a really fun race to watch and full of excitement and a lot of spice.
Thank you so much for joining us. Please join us for the next race in Laguna Seca.